Hey, how's it going? So Vladimir Donis here. Today, the thing that I want to talk about today is should you hire a marketing agency? Pound live if you happen to be catching this video live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And pound replay if you happen to be catching this video via the replay. Let me know where you are tuning in from. So essentially, a marketing agency is an agency that does the work for you, meaning that they're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you from a marketing standpoint to try and help you to gain some momentum and to gain some traction. I'm going to tell you about my experience, and I'm going to tell you, based on my experiences, some of the good and some of the bad, and basically allow you to make that decision on your own, and to tell you some things that you need to be aware of, right? Because some people think they can just hire a marketing agency and a marketing agency is going to do all of the work for them. And in all actuality, a marketing agency can only be as successful as some of the assets and some of the things that you give to them. Because if you don't necessarily give them the proper assets, then the whole campaign and or the whole relationship is not going to work. When I first launched my dating site back in 2013, 2014, one of the things, one of the first companies I hired a marketing agency, and that marketing agency was going to be doing search engine optimization for me. Now, they were very upfront, and they told me that search engine optimization takes time. They say in order for people to be able to find you in Google, we're going to do some of the work, and as a result of us doing some of this work, it's going to take 6 months and or 7 months for you to start getting any results. So I was very happy with the fact that these individuals were upfront and they set the proper expectation. So, we went through the process. We identified some keywords. We identified some phrases that people would resonate with. We identified some ways to be able to find the people that were right for my dating site. And then about 7 months into it, 8 months into it, 9 months into it, a year into it, I hadn't got any results based on some of the work that this company had done because I was tracking everything. They showed me how to track it, and plus I started to learn some of the things on my own, as well. And here's why I didn't get any results. Not that I understand the process, I understand precisely why I didn't get any results. I didn't get any results because I didn't have the proper assets. And unfortunately, they didn't tell me that either, right? So they were trying to rank keywords without any blog posts. They were trying to optimize, just that one page. They were sending all of my keywords, all of my key phrases to one page, and that one page wasn't even applicable or even relevant. I later found out that in order for search engine optimization to work, you need to have lots of content. And guess what? I did not have. I didn't have any content whatsoever. So unfortunately, that relationship didn't work, and that process didn't work. Now later down the line, when I hired and worked with the second search engine optimization company, they told me that, hey, you know what, we can't even do any of this work until we create some assets for you or we create it with you. So for the first couple of months, we went to work, and we went to work to create a whole bunch of different assets so that way the whole project, can work. Um, in this day and age, some people are under the impression that they can just hire a marketing agency and voila, without them having any assets per se, things are going to work. You need to be able to have assets in order for a marketing agency to do the work for you. So let's just say you go hire someone and that person is going to be doing lead generation for you, right? They go and they run a Facebook ad, and that Facebook ad drives people to a landing page. They generated a lead for you, and you want that lead to schedule a time, with you, so that way they can speak to you. Well, guess what? 98 or 99% of those people will not schedule a call with you right away, which means you need to have like a 30-day, 40-day follow-up sequence to be able to follow up with those individuals. Either the marketing agency is going to have to do some of that work for you, which in most cases, they don't want to do all of that work for you. They want you to already have that stuff in place, right? So it means that, or it means that you need to, again, just have that stuff, in place. Hiring a marketing agency does not or should not remove you from doing some of the marketing work. When I work with people, some of the stuff that I encourage them to do is we create assets. That's one of the main things that we do is we create assets. These videos that I'm publishing, guess what that's what I'm using them for. I'm using them for social media, right? I'm publishing them here on social media, which is, which is great. But that's not where I'm getting the most bang for my bucks. I'm not getting the most bang for my bucks based on me publishing this content on social media. I'm getting the most bang for my bucks based on me using this content as follow-up. So someone comes into my world, now all of a sudden I got 60 videos that I can send them in the next 60 days. That makes for a very successful, marketing campaign, as opposed to, well, I've never published a piece of content, a day in my life, and I'm going to go hire, especially if I'm a coach or a consultant, and I'm going to go hire a marketing agency, and the marketing agency is going to make the magic happens. Again, they can make the magic happen provided you do some of the, work. So essentially, that's been my my experience. I lean more towards how much of this stuff can I learn as much as possible, because I want to be able to understand as much of the marketing as possible. Marketing is about you understanding the pain point of your target audience. It's about you being able to understand, okay, this is the sticking point that they're having. If I give them a template, after I give them the template to launch a marketing funnel, what are the pain points are they're going to have, and what are the pain points can I speak to? Can the marketing agency speak to that? And can the marketing agency do that for every single agency? I mean, for every single industry? That's very difficult, right? It'd be a lot helpful if you, as the person who's working in industry, can give the marketing agency that information, can give the marketing agency that type of insight, and allow them to be able to use that. More importantly, if it's in your own voice, right? If it's in your own voice and it's coming from you, it's just going to be just that much more, powerful. So one of the things that I'm going to, encourage you to do is to get in the habit of, creating things that's going to be able to help you several months from now. This piece of content that I'm shooting right now, I'm shooting it on social media. Guess what? A year from now, people are not going to find this piece of content on social media because after a couple of days, probably after a couple of hours, this video is probably going to be buried from a social media standpoint. But guess what? If I put this video, which I've created assets and I've put them outside of social media, and when I put them outside of social media, guess what ends up happening? 6 months from now, 5 months from now, 3 months from now, that asset continues to bring me more traction, and it continues to bring me, more leads. So I encourage you to do the same thing. But you may need help with creating, these type of assets. You may need help with creating an overall, strategy, right? My job is I don't necessarily do it for you because I don't think that's a good long-term strategy for you anyway. I basically coach you through the process and help you to look at it from an overall strategic standpoint and help you to develop some of that asset that's going to be able to help you. I help you to identify the one thing that you should be working on, and essentially we work on it, together. Before any of that even happens, basically we engage in a conversation, and the goal of the conversation is for us to identify the one thing that you should be working on that's going to allow you to optimize your marketing process. If you want to have one of those conversations whereby we identify the one thing and identify the one thing that you could be working on from an optimization standpoint that's going to bring you more leads and more clients, you can schedule your free call by going to VladimirAdonis.com. Pound live if you happen to be catching this video live. Pound replay if you happen to be catching the replay. Let me know where you are tuning in from. That's all I have for you tonight. I'll talk to you soon.